It's 2 a.m., and you are lying perfectly still. Not because you're relaxed, because you just heard a sound. A small one, a creak, a shift, a nothing, probably a nothing. And now your entire nervous system has gone on high alert over what is almost certainly your house settling, or the cat, or absolutely nothing at all. You know, it's nothing. You have electricity. You have a phone with a flashlight brighter than a small sun. You have never once in your entire adult life encountered an actual monster in your actual closet. And yet, there you are, frozen, listening. Here's the question. Why does a species smart enough to invent streetlights, night vision goggles, and glow-in-the-dark stickers for toddlers still turn into a nervous, wide-eyed mess the second the lights go out? Short answer, because your brain doesn't know it's 2026. Your brain thinks it's still 200,000 years ago. And for most of human history, that fear wasn't irrational at all. It was the single smartest thing your ancestors' brains ever did. Let's go back and find out where this came from the first primates hiding in trees all the way to you, right now, checking the closet one more time before you fall asleep. Long before humans were humans, our primate ancestors had a very simple relationship with the night. It was hunting season, and they were the meal. Large cats, snakes, other predators built for low light, with eyes evolved to see in near darkness, while ours stayed stubbornly, uselessly bad at it. Our ancestors weren't the scary thing in the dark. They were the snack. So evolution did what it always does. It didn't wait around for a philosophical discussion about whether the fear was rational. It just kept the primates who felt a jolt of dread at rustling leaves and unclear shapes, and let the calm, unbothered ones get eaten before they could pass on their genes. That's it. That's the whole mechanism. Fear of the dark isn't a bug. It's a filter. And you are descended from the ones who passed. Fast forward to early hominids, walking upright, out on the open savanna, and the math gets even more brutal. Night on the savanna wasn't just dangerous. It was a different world entirely. A world where lions and hyenas had the advantage, where your ancestors' best tools were rocks and sticks. Where getting the "is that a predator or just a bush" calculation wrong meant you didn't get a second chance to learn from your mistake. There was no trial and error here. There was only flinch at every shadow and live, or stay calm and die. And the numbers were not gentle. Some anthropologists estimate that predation was one of the leading causes of death for early hominids, right up there with disease and childbirth. Losing a single member of a small band wasn't a tragedy that stayed contained. It was a hit to the group's ability to hunt, to gather, to defend itself the next night, and the next. So bands adapted the only way they could. They clustered together at night. They took turns staying awake, passing the burden of vigilance around the group like a shift schedule nobody had to explain. Because everybody already understood the stakes. Sleep in the open, alone, unwatched, and there was a real chance you simply didn't wake up. Over hundreds of thousands of years, that pressure didn't just shape behavior. It rewired brains. The amygdala, your built-in alarm system, got very, very good at treating unclear as dangerous by default. Not because it's smart in the way logic is smart, but because it's smart in the way survival is smart. Better to flinch at 100 harmless shadows than miss the one that wasn't. Which is exactly what's still happening in your hallway at 2 a.m. Then came fire, and fire changed everything. For the first time, early humans had a tool that didn't just keep them warm, it pushed the dark back. A fire circle meant a lit perimeter, a clear sightline, a place where predators couldn't sneak up unseen. Groups that controlled fire could finally rest without one person staying awake all night listening for teeth in the grass. Think about what that actually meant, practically. For the first time, exhausted humans could sleep through an entire night without a rotating watch. Fire didn't just provide warmth and cooked food, it bought back hours of rest that had been stolen by fear for millions of years. Some researchers even argue that consistent fire use and the deep sleep it allowed may have given early humans the cognitive edge that eventually helped make us, well, us. But here's the part that matters. Fire didn't erase the fear. It just gave humans a way to manage it. The instinct stayed fully installed. We just built a workaround. You can actually see that same workaround today, 400,000 years later, in a kid demanding a nightlight. In you leaving one lamp on just in case. In literally every hotel room ever, where someone leaves the bathroom light on and cracks the door. In street lights lining every suburban block. In porch lights left on for nobody in particular. Different technology, exact same instinct. The exact same fire circle. Once humans had language, something interesting happened. We started telling stories about what was out there in the dark. Every culture, across every continent, independently invented monsters. Demons in the shadows. Spirits in the forest. Creatures that specifically come out at night, that specifically prey on the unwatched and unwary. From ancient folklore to medieval woodcuts to campfire stories passed down for generations, the details change. The shape of the monster, the name of the spirit. But the core idea barely moves at all. Something is out there, and it wants you, and it can only get you if you can't see it coming. This wasn't a coincidence, and it wasn't because ancient people were gullible or unscientific. It was because humans are pattern recognition machines, and an unexplained fear demands an explanation. Brains do not like loose ends. I feel afraid in the dark for no visible reason is an uncomfortable thing for a brain to sit with. So we gave the fear a face. A monster is just ancient dread, wearing a costume so your brain has something to point at, something it can plan around, something it can tell its children to watch out for. Here's where a lot of people get the explanation backwards. It's tempting to say we're afraid of monsters. We're not. We're afraid of not being able to see. The monster stories came after the fear, not before it. Humans didn't invent monsters and then get scared of the dark. We were already scared of the dark, and monsters were just our best attempt at explaining why, packaged into something a village could agree on and pass down. That's the myth versus reality moment worth sitting with. The fear is older than the folklore built to explain it. The folklore is the excuse. The fear is the original. So here's the big picture. You are a modern person with modern lighting, modern comforts, modern everything, running a 200,000-year-old program every single time the lights go out. It's not irrational. It's not childish. It's not something wrong with you. It's a fossil, a working one, still installed and still doing its job, long after the job technically became obsolete. Your amygdala doesn't know about deadbolts. It doesn't know about your neighborhood watch app. It only knows the rules that kept your ancestors alive, and it's still running them faithfully every single night. Your ancestors who felt nothing in the dark didn't get to have descendants. The ones who flinched, who froze, who listened just a little too hard to every creak, those are the ones you come from. Every single person alive today is, in a very real sense, descended from an unbroken line of people who were just a little too scared of the dark for their own good and lived because of it. So tonight, when you check the closet one more time, or leave a light on just in case, or feel your heart do that stupid little jump at a sound that's obviously just the house, that's not weakness. That's 200,000 years of ancestors, all agreeing with you, all telling you the exact same thing they told each other around a fire a very, very long time ago. Better safe than eaten. Same fear, same fire circle. Just a phone flashlight where the flames used to be. If you've ever caught yourself checking under the bed as an adult, you know the fear I'm talking about. Tell me the last time it got you down in the comments.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll be the first to know whenever I drop a new video.